Hi, good morning. In this lesson, we will learn how to solve equations by factoring. So we have to learn how to factorize a trinomial firstly. First, we have rules to factor out any trinomial. Look at this one. This is a trinomial we have, x squared plus px plus c. Trinomial expression must be written in standard form. And x squared firstly, then a term of x, then a constant one. We have two rules. If the last term is positive, then if the last term is positive, then we have to find two numbers, their product is C, and their sum is B. What is C? C the last term. Because the last term is positive, so we have to look for two numbers. Their product is the last term. And their sum is the coefficient of the midterm, B. For example, if we have this trinomial, x squared minus or plus 7x plus 12. And we won't factorize this one. We have to convert this trinomial into two binomials, the product of two binomials. So we have to equal, we have to open two brackets, the first bracket for binomial and the second one for binomial, okay? X squared plus 7x plus 12. Let's apply this rule here. First, we have to look for two numbers, their product 12. Okay, what are the factors of 12? Firstly, we have 1 times 12 equal 12. But we have another condition, and their sum is B. Their sum must be 7. Okay, so ask yourself, 1 plus 12 is equal to 7? Ask yourself, no. So I will not choose the two factors 1 and 12. We have another two factors for 12 is 2 times 6. 2 times 6, 2 and 6 are factors of 12 equal 12. The product of them, it will be 12. 2 plus 6, is it 7? No. 2 plus 6, 8. So I will not accept this one. Okay? Next, 3 times 4 equal 12. Ask yourself, 3 plus 4 is 7? Yes. So I will choose the two factors 3 and 4. Okay? So the two numbers, their product is 12 and their sum is 7, is 3 and 4. So let's factorize. X squared must be factorized here. X times x. X times x, x squared. The two numbers you will choose, it will be here. Okay? So 3 times 4, because 3 times 4 is 12, and their sum is 7. Why I said their sum? Because the last sign or the last term has a sign of positive 1. Okay? Next, We have to complete the binomial. What is the sign here? What is the sign here? Okay, look at this rule. If we have, if the last term is positive, then the sign of the signs of the brackets will be the same. The signs of binomials will be the same. Will be the same. The signs will be the same. What does it mean will be the same? It will be positive, positive, or negative, negative. So it will not be different sign, positive and negative here. No, it will be positive, positive, or negative, negative, okay? But which one I will use, positive, positive, or negative, negative? Look, according to the sign of midterm, what is the sign of midterm? Plus. So I will use plus, plus here. You can check your factorizing, okay? X multiply x, x square. X multiply 4, 4x. 3 multiply x, 3x. Positive 3x, okay? 3 times 4, positive 12, okay? But the most important part here, what is the midterm? I will add 4x plus 3x, you will find positive 7x. So your factoring is correct. Okay, I will give you another example with different sign. X squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay, ask yourself, we have to factorize this one. Ask yourself, what is the sign of the last term? Positive. So we have to look for two numbers, their product 12, their sum 7. But first step you have to do is x squared, it will be factorized xx. What are the two numbers, their product 12 and their sum 7? It will be 3 times 4, 12, 3 plus 4, 7. So again, 3 and 4. The two factors, their product 12, their sum is 7. Okay. What is the sign of the two binomial? What is the sign? Because the last sign is positive, I will follow this rule. Because the last sign is positive, then the sign will be the same. The sign will be the same and follow the midterm sign. What is the midterm sign? Minus, minus. Okay, so the first binomial, it will be x minus 3. Second one, it will be x minus 4. If you want to check your answer, multiply this binomial again and you will find this trinomial. Let's try. X multiply x, x squared. X multiply negative 4, negative 4x. Negative 3 multiply x, negative 3x. Combine them, negative 4x minus 3x, it will be minus 7x. And negative 3 times negative 4, positive 12. So this one is correct. Now I will give you some examples to factor trinomials, and these trinomials will be the last sign will be positive. The last term with the sign positive. Look, this is positive, positive. All of these examples with the last sign is positive, okay? So I will apply the rule of the first one. Okay. Firstly, here we have to make two brackets for all. Make two brackets for all. Okay? I will start with the first and second one. Okay, now x squared will be factorized at the first. X squared will be xx here. Ask yourself, what is the sign of the last term positive? So we have to find two numbers, their product 36, their sum is 15. Ask yourself, what are the two numbers, their product 36 and their sum is 15? Yes, 3 times 12. 3 times 12, 36. 3 plus 12 is 15. Okay? Okay. Now the turn for the sign. The turn for the sign inside the brackets we have. Okay. Because the last sign is positive, so the sign will be the same. The signs will be the same. Plus, plus, or minus, minus. And according to the sign of the mid-term, what is the sign of mid-term? Yes, plus, so I will put plus, plus. If you want to check your answer, multiply the first binomial by the second one by using file. You will find the trinomial. Number 2, the same way, x squared, xx, okay. 36 is positive, the last term is positive, so we have to look for two numbers, their product 36 and their sum is 15. 3 times 12 again. Okay, what is the sign of the two binomials? Yes, the sign of the two binomial will be negative because if the last sign is positive, so we have to follow the sign of the sign of the midterm. Okay, it will be minus minus. Check your answer, you will find the trinomial. Here again, we have to open two brackets. X squared will be factorized at the beginning like this, xx. Now 49, their sum is 50. Their product 49, their sum, because positive, it will be 50. So what are the two numbers? Their product 49 and their sum is 50. 1 times 49. 1 times 49 is 49. 1 plus 49, it will be 50, okay? So what is the sign of the two binomials? Yes, the sign will be the same and follow midterm sign, plus, plus. X squared, x, x. 49, their sum is 50. Again, 1 times 49. Okay? The sign will be the same and follow midterm sign, minus, minus. Okay, number 5. X squared will be factorized as x times x. 13. I have to look for two numbers. Their product 13, their sum is 14. Sum, this plus means sum is 14. So 1 times 13. 1 times 13 is 13 and their sum is 14. What is the sign of the two binomials? Yes, it will be the same. The signs will be the same and follow midterm sign, plus, plus. Okay, next, number 6. I have here x squared will be factorized as x times x. Now we have two numbers. We have to look for two numbers, 13, their product 13, and their sum is 14. 1 times 13. What are the signs inside brackets? It will be the same. The signs will be the same and follow midterm sign. Yes, minus, minus. The second case, if the sign of the last term is negative, if this sign is negative, C is negative. So what are the rules? We have again, we have to find two numbers, their product is C and their difference is B. So if this sign is negative, so we have to do this. If this sign is positive, we have to find two numbers, their product is C and their sum, if this what is positive. So negative, difference, positive, sum, and their difference is B, okay? Like this one. X squared 4x. So x squared plus 4x minus 12. We have to open two brackets like this. Okay. This x squared will be x. And now 12. We have to look for two numbers, their product 12 and their difference is 4. Okay. Let's check the factors of 12. I will start with 1 times 12. 1 times 12. It will be 12. But 12 minus 1, 12 minus 1, it will be 4. No. So I will not use 1 and 12 as factors. What about 2 times 6? 2 times 6 is 4. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So the difference of the two factors is 4. So I will use 2 and 6. 2 times 6. Yes, 2 times 6 is 12. Their difference is 4. So the correct factors I will use are 2 and 6. Okay. Now the turn for the sign inside the brackets. If the last term is negative, so the last term is negative, C is negative, then the signs will be different. The sign will be different. Different means what? Positive, so the other one is negative. If this negative, the other one will be positive. This is different, okay? So the sign will be different. And the greatest factor, the greatest absolute value of the factor will take the sign of midterm. What does it mean? Which one is greatest? 6 or 2? 6 is greater than 2. So 6 will take the sign of midterm plus, and 2 will be different because he said here different, okay? If you multiply the two binomials, you will find the trinomial, okay? Another one. Look at this one. I have here x squared minus 4x minus 12. Again, we have to open two brackets like this. X squared will be factorized as x times x. 12, 2 times 6, because 6 minus 2 is 4, okay? So we have to look for two numbers, their product 12, their product 12 and their difference is 4. Okay, 2 and 6. Okay, now the greatest factor, 6, will take the sign of the midterm. What is the sign of midterm? Minus. So I will take minus. And the other one, it will be different, plus. Okay? Why? Because the rule states that if the last term is negative, if the last term is negative, 12 is negative, then the signs will be different. One positive and the other negative, okay? And the greatest factor will take the sign of the midterm. What is the sign of the midterm? Minus. So 6 will take minus, and 2 will take a different sign, the opposite sign, positive. Here, 6 will take the sign of midterm, plus, and 2 will take minus. Now for some example for how to factor a trinomial with the last sign is negative. The term has a sign of negative for the last term. Okay, let's start. First one, he will ask you to factor out this one. X squared will be factorized as x times x. Now 7. What are the two numbers? Their product 7, their difference 6. 1 times 7. 1 times 7. Okay, now for the sign. Because the last sign is negative, so the sign will be different. The sign will be different, okay? And the greatest absolute value of the factor will take the sign of the midterm. 7 is greater than 1, so 7 will take minus, and the other will take plus. Number 2. The same way, x 16. Two numbers, their product 16, their difference 6. 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 8 minus 2 is 6. So 2 times 8, 16. Their difference is 6. Now, the greatest factor, 8, the greater factor 8 will take the sign of midterm, plus. And the other one will take minus. Here. X squared xx. Two numbers, their product 22, difference 9. Yes, 2 times 11. 2 times 11, 22. 11 minus 2, it will be 9. 11 minus 2, it will be 9. Now for the sign. The greater factor will take the sign of midterm, and the other one will be opposite. X squared x. Two numbers, their product 24, their difference 5. 4 times 6, 24, but 6 minus 4 is 2. I need two numbers, their product 24, their difference is 5. What are these two numbers? Yes, 3 times 8. 3 times 8 is 24. Their difference is 5. The greatest one will take the sign of the midterm, plus, and the other will be negative. Here, x squared, it will be xx, 15. Their product 15 and their difference is 2. So 3 times 5. 3 times 5, 15, and their difference is 2. So the greatest will take the sign of midterm, minus, and this will be plus. Different sign. The greatest will take the sign of midterm, and the other is different. Okay, number 6. X squared will be factorized as x times x. Now, two numbers, their product is 60, their difference is 11. I have a lot of factors of 60, 6 times 10, but the difference between them, it will not be 11. I have 2 times 30, but difference between them will not be 11. I have also 3 times 20, but difference between them, it will not be 11. 4 times 15. 4 times 15 is 60. 15 minus 4, it will be 11. 15 is the greatest. Take the sign of midterm minus, and the other is different. Okay. We have to complete this one. First, find two numbers to factor x squared plus px plus c when c is positive. This is the first case. C is positive. So we have to find two numbers whose product is C. Okay. And whose sum is B. If C is positive, then both numbers are positives, or both numbers are negative. So maybe positive, maybe negative. If C is positive, what does it mean? If the last term is positive, so the sign will be the same. The signs will be the same. Positive, positive, negative, negative, okay? If P is positive, so we said the binomial or the signs inside brackets will follow the midterm sign. So then I choose positive. I will choose positive factors of C. If P is negative, I choose the negative factors of C. This word is by another, what was studied by another words, okay? We studied before two cases. First case, if the sign of the last term is positive, so I will look for two numbers, their product C, their sum is B. And about the sign, the signs will follow the midterm sign. The second case we studied, like these examples, if C is negative, so I have to look for two numbers, their product C and their difference is B. And the greatest factor will take the sign of midterm, like this. Their difference 16, 2 times, their product 16, 2 times 8, 16. Their difference is 6. 8 minus 2, 6, okay? The greatest factor, 8, is greater than 2, okay? So 8 will take the sign of midterm, plus, and the other is different. Now we will study how to solve a quadratic equation by factoring. Firstly, a quadratic equation must be written in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. This quadratic equation, I can solve it, okay? I will factorize this trinomial and equal the two factor, the product of two factors will be equal to 0. Then I will use zero product property to solve or to get the value of x, okay? So the first step, we have to convert a quadratic equation into this form. Left-hand side, trinomial written in standard form, and right-hand side is 0. Okay, to solve a quadratic equation by factoring, firstly, we have to factor the trinomial. Okay? Then set each factor equal to 0. Each factor, I have to equal each factor to 0 because of zero product property. Then solve each new equation. Okay, look at these two examples we have. Firstly, this equation, this is not trinomial and equal to a negative 13. So I have to convert negative 13 to other side. I have to move negative 13 to other side. So it will be x squared minus 14x plus 13 equal to 0. So I wrote now a quadratic equation in standard form equal to 0. Okay, now we have to factorize the trinomial. Don't forget equal to 0, okay? This x squared, it will be x, 13 positive. So I have to look for two numbers, their product 13, their sum is 14. What are these two numbers? 1 times 13. 1 times 13 is 13 and their sum is 14. Now for the sign inside brackets. Because the last sign is positive, so we have to use the signs will be the same according to the sign of midterm. So the sign of midterm is negative, so it will be negative, negative. Okay? Now I will use zero product property. First factor equal to 0, second factor equal to 0. X minus 1 equals 0, so the value of x, it will be 1. And here's the value of x, it will be 13. So the zeros of the function or the solutions of this equation, it will be 1 and 13. Number 2, the same. I have to write this equation in this form, okay? I have to move 14 to other side. So x squared plus 5x minus 14 equal to 0 because I move 14, so 14 will convert into negative and here nothing, so 0. Open two brackets. X squared, it will be x, 14, 2. What are the two numbers? Their product 14, their difference 5. Yes, 2 times 7. 2 times 7, 14. 7 minus 2 is 5. Because the last sign is negative, I have to get two numbers. Their product 14, their difference is 5. Okay, so 2 times 7. Now for the sign. The greatest factor will take the sign of midterm. Why? Because the last sign is negative. So these two cases we have. The last sign is positive, so the signs will be the same according to the midterm sign if the last sign is positive. But here, if the last sign is negative, so the greatest factor will take the sign of midterm. And the other is different. Now I will apply zero product property because two factors, the product of two factors equal to 0. So each factor equal to 0. X minus 2 equal 0. X plus 7 equal to 0. So here x equal 2 and here x equal negative 7. So the solutions are 2 and negative 7. Your turn. Solve each equation. Solve each equation means get the value of x. Get the values of x. Okay, first, I have to write the equation in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, here, I have to move this one to other side. with opposite sign. So x squared plus 15x plus 54 equal to 0. Factorize the trinomial as possible as you can. X, 54, two numbers, product, their product 54, their sum is 15. What are these two numbers? Yes, 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54, and their sum is 15. Now, for the sign inside the brackets, the signs will be the same because the last sign is positive, and follow the mid-term signs, okay? So what is the mid-term, what is the sign of mid-term? Plus. Split using zero product property, x plus 9 equal to 0, so x equal -9, the first solution. X plus 6 equal to 0, so x equal -6. We have now two solutions. Okay, number 5, the same way, I have to move 12 to other side, so x squared minus 13x plus 12 equal to 0. Factorize the trinomial. So here x, two numbers, their product 12, their sum 13. 1 times 12. 1 times 12, 12. 12 plus 1, 13. So I have to put the sign inside the brackets. Because the last sign is positive, so the signs will be the same, following the midterm sign, minus, minus. Split. First brackets equal to 0, so x equal 1. X minus 12 equals 0, so the second 0, it will be 12. 6. The same way, x squared minus x minus 56 equal 0. Okay, x squared, it will be xx. Now, we have to get two numbers, their product 56, their difference 1. What are these two numbers? Difference 1, product 56, yes, 7 times 8. 7 times 8, 56. 8 minus 7 is 1. Here 1, okay? Now, for the sign inside the brackets, we have, because the last sign is negative, so the greatest factor will take the sign of the midterm, minus, and the other is different. Again, because the sign of the last term is negative, so the signs will be different, okay? Okay, and the greatest factor will take the sign of midterm. 8 will take minus, because 8 more than 7, okay? Now, we have to use zero product property, x plus 7 equal to 0, so x equal -7. So x equal 8.